Now please stand for the Netherlands national anthem sung by the Hampton Academy Trio in honor of Monique Kalkman van den Bosch.
Wilhelmus van Nassau werd niet van Duitsland bloed. Den vaderland trouw werd ik tot in den dood. En in Zevan Oranje ben ik vijand vervierd. Den koning van Spanje heb ik altijd gehuurd.
To present Monique, I welcome to the stage her husband and longtime coach, Mark Kalkman. While Mark makes his way up, please let's turn our attention to Monique's inspiring career highlights.
That's always a good start. I'd like to thank the International Tennis Hall of Fame for sustaining the history of this sport. Tennis is played in every corner of the globe, and here in Newport we recognize all those who had great impact in our sport. I applaud the fact that the International Tennis Hall of Fame does everything to bring it to all supporters of the sport by, for example, the introduction of the class 2017 in Melbourne, and the tribute at Roland Garros of Gustavo Kuerten just before the men's final. Guga has been a great example to many and great supporters of tennis. Special thanks to the President of the International Tennis Hall of Fame, Stan Smith, who most of us remember his outstanding skills on court. And for my son, a younger generation, he thinks it's the designer of the shoes. Second person I'd like to thank for this invitation at the induction day is Todd Martin. Under his guidance, the International Tennis Hall of Fame has created a new dimension to the great tennis organization and bring history to the sport to the fans. I was asked to introduce one of the greatest wheelchair tennis players of all time, Monique Kalkman, Momo. Each and every day has a story. Each and everybody has a dream. Some people chase their dreams, and some change their dreams even if disrupted by events and they become reality. In the early 90s, I met Monique on a tennis court. What started with an occasional training session in Batuverdorp, close to Amsterdam, quickly became a full-time program. I became a part of Monique's dream, and finally she got her package deal in 1992. Where nowadays wheelchair tennis top players can concentrate on tennis only, while in the early days it had to be combined with a regular job. Setting your goals and be able to combine those two things is and has been an inspiration for many. one needs a lot of D's, dedication. Long days, 7:30 training, 10:30 work for the employer, 6 o'clock back on court and fitness room, and a day in and out. Determination, even in the time of change, the belief and the courage to stick to your plan. Devotion, never a dull day on court. With a smile and hard work, you see the love of the game. Discipline, 1,000 forehands, 1,000 backhands, 1,000 volleys, 1,000 serves, 1,000 returns, and then lunch. And Momo has all these ingredients. As a friend once told us, if you are a world champion in one thing, you're probably going to be a world champion in many things. And due to that, you are. At the end of your career, in the year you said farewell to the sport as a competitor, you helped the next generations, as the likes of Esther Figuer and Sonja Peters, to name a few. This shows your love of the game. As ambassador of the International Tennis Federation, you will be able to give back to the sport you love. Momo, you trained many hours, played thousands of points, won many matches and tournaments in your career. You entered many tournaments and qualified for Paralympic Games, all to do with the goal setting and planning. One event you never planned because you probably never anticipated the possibility of becoming a Hall of Famer. Well, Momo, today will be that day. A well-deserved recognition of your part in the history of the sport we all love so much. Congrats, Mo. I'm proud to be part of your dream. Thank you.
Wow. Luckily you're not wearing mascara like I'm doing, Mark. I hope I keep it dry. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much, International Tennis Hall of Fame. It's an unbelievable, incredible honor to be here today. And I'm so proud and deeply honored and humbled at the same time to become part of this tennis family and to join Kim, Andy, Steve, and posthumously Vic Braden. Congratulations. You are such great champions, each in your own field of tennis. You gave me many moments where I was able to admire you after my career, because you guys are much younger than I am, so I had time enough to admire you guys. And especially Kim, I admired your splits. But the dress party in your doubles match last week at Wimbledon, that beat everything. That was so hilarious. How magic and powerful is tennis? I think the answer can be found right here at the International Tennis Hall of Fame. I was totally impressed and totally overwhelmed yesterday when I entered the museum. There is so much culture, so much history preserved in this place. This is by far more than I expected. I'm so fortunate to have tennis in my life. It's been magic and powerful to me as well. At the age of 6, I picked up my first racket. I was still running around the court, and as a teenager, I looked up at tennis icons and role models like Chris Evert and like Martina Navratilova. They were my source of inspiration. They gave me my dream of becoming a top player, and I wanted to be like them. Thank you, Chris. That means the world to me. But at the age of 14, when I was fighting cancer, it looked like that dream was shattered, that it was shattered to pieces. I went back on the court in my hospital chair, and my friends raced me around so I could play a rally on the court. But a match, there was no way I even thought about playing a match at that time. And I thought I would never play again. I wasn't aware of wheelchair tennis until Peter Segers, my first Dutch coach, introduced me to my new heroes, Brett Parks and Randy Snow. They brought over the game to Europe, and I was so impressed how they raced around the court when I was still sitting in my hospital chair, just getting out of it. But I was so inspired by these guys driving their own chair rather than being pushed around. And thank you for that, for bringing wheelchair tennis across the globe. Thank you for that, Brad. I was so impressed how that time went by in the beginning. And after 6 years of table tennis, I picked up my racket again and I went for wheelchair tennis, the love of my life. Early in my career, I traveled to California for the first time. 6 weeks to train and to play tournaments, and I was so excited. I arrived at LAX on the other side of the world on my own, and I picked up my huge fancy hire car, and off I went. On my own, proud, committed, and eager to learn from the best US wheelchair tennis players. I wanted to be the best wherever it would take me and whatever it would take. Behind the wheel on the 6-lane American highway, I was still exploring the new car, how everything worked, how the hand controls operated, until a traffic jam all of a sudden popped up in front of me. And I pushed the hand controls in as hard as I can, but instead of braking, I accelerate. Because the pedals work opposite of how they work in Europe. So in a split second, I pull the car onto the hard shoulder, overtake 3 cars, and pull it back on the highway. And I continue my trip. But still, I feel on top of the world. Well, my heart beating was 180, I think. But those seconds probably were symbolic for the flow of my tennis life. You're passionate about a dream. There are highs, there are lows, there's success, but there's also failure. And there's celebration, there's disappointment, there's resilience, there's dedication, but the glass is always half full, especially when you're a daughter of a bar owner. And always aiming for gold, but be thankful with less. That was important to me. And tennis has made me to who I am today, and for that I am so grateful. I want to thank my family, who's represented here by my eldest sisters, Marianne and Will, and they were always there to support me, encourage me, and to taxi me wherever sport would take me, before I was that danger on the road on my own. Justin, you've not been a part of your father's and mum's joint tennis years, but we already liked shoes at that time as well. But I hope you get a good impression now of what tennis means to us. You mean the world to us, darling. To my coaches and trainers, a big thank you. But Mark, you especially. We made the biggest part of this journey together. And first as a coach, later as a husband, a journey full of learning, laughing, and love. Mark, you meant and will always mean everything to me. And Todd told me when I met Todd in Australia in the beginning of the year, he told me this induction is going to feel like a wedding. I think you're right. So, Mark, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, yes, I do want to play mixed doubles with you for the rest of my life.